Well, I was not planning on doing this video, but we are here anyway in a small town of Armour, South Dakota. I was driving along the highway and I thought, Armour, I should go check that town out. Population 715, and we're just walking along Main Avenue right now. Let's just take a look around town and check out Armour. Well, this is probably one of the quietest towns that I've actually done video footage in, and it just kind of shows what a small town has. I just found this park right off of Main Avenue, and I thought, wow, that looks like a pretty neat little mural. And it's just this little park that's just right off the main road here where a lot of the shops and stores are. I also found this movie theater, and I'll be honest with you, it's hard to find movie theaters in small towns today. And that really stuck out to me right away. Looks like it's called the Lorraine Movie Theater. And I like how, you know, they have the old awning sign that's hanging over, and it's just really neat. Well, I'm always amazed at stories of small towns like Armour. I walk into a sewing shop and I start talking to the locals and I ask them a couple questions, and I'm kind of noticing that they have a British accent, and I'm going to kind of copy it. My British accent's not going to be very good, but they're like, oh, hello. Well, welcome to Armour. What are you doing here? And I'm saying, well, what are you doing here? And they told me the story. They're like, well, you know, I met my husband and he lived in the area. And so we decided, after living apart for so long, me in England and him in the United States, that I would move. And he's like, well, there's not a lot out here in South Dakota. And so she came and she ended up staying, and she's been here for about, what, 5-6 years, starting a business. She said that she's so full doing sewing and seamstress work that she can't keep up. So she didn't want live advertising. But she goes, go next door. You got to see this guy. And this is another cool story. So I met Larry, and he owns the taxidermy shop in downtown. Not that I didn't even know this, but he's like this, I know, at least state champion and a champion of doing taxidermy. He's very well known, very well thought of. And so I walked the shop, saw all the different work he was doing. I was just amazed. I mean, he was doing, you know, anything from Midwest deer, and he was doing some other animals from people who went on safaris and so forth. And so he owns this taxidermy shop, and just had a really good talk just about the work he's doing, living in small town. And this is all in Armour, South Dakota. Let me show you real quick this taxidermy shop, because you got to just see it. It's really cool. On the edge of town, they have Lions Park. And what a surprise, in a community the size of 615. And it's funny because I said that the population was 715. The mural said 699. And so there's a little fluctuation in population, but it's around that size, right around that 700 mark. And look at this, Lions Park behind me. They have this entire wildlife setting with this pond and the park that has the different bridges and a little walkway here. So you can take this path. It's a beautiful park. It's a beautiful setting. It's a beautiful town. And this is what I love about Midwest small towns. And this is in South Dakota. You should come and visit. And it's kind of like what the sisters were telling me. So Maria came from London and she was seeing her sister, Claire, who owned the sewing shop downtown. And I said, so you moved to Armour. What do you think? She goes, oh, it's lovely. It's like, it's beautiful. You know, people around here, they don't even appreciate the smallest things. Like even down the block, if you go down that one alley, you'll see all the different cartoon figures on the wall that make a mural. And it's so neat. And you got to check out the Carnegie Library, which I did. And anyone that knows me for quite some time, you know I love history. Carnegie libraries are fascinating to me. If you ever followed the history of Andrew Carnegie and his foundation and how he set up thousands of libraries all over, and it's just unique to me that a town the size of 699, 715 can get a Carnegie Library. The history shows that a lot of these small towns went after the grant money to get a building because they were housing their books in church basements and different stores downtown. They didn't have a building, they didn't have their own library. And a lot of the local women who might have been the wives of the pastors, the lawyers, the doctors in town, they kind of went to bat. They were the readers. They're the ones that wanted to set this all up. And Carnegie Library, right here in Armour. Case, Armour, South Dakota. You are a beautiful Midwest small town. For those watching, you should definitely put it on your list. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, consider subscribing. I know that we've been doing another video series where we've been doing the Little Sioux River towns in western Iowa, and we're going to get back to that shortly. But this is Midwest Small Town, over and out.